What is going on, everybody? It's Sky Repulse here today, and this is me having to go back in post-processing to voiceover some of this video because my microphone decided not to pick up half of this. But as you can see on screen, we're opening up the Crystal, what's this thing called again? Legend of the Crystal Beast. Really good structure deck that I decided to pick up, mainly because of Ash Blossom, and I really wanted to get my hands on Ash Blossom, but also because the artwork looks amazing on some of these cards. And here's the ultra rare on the top. I actually get 5 ultra rares in this box, and then some weird code card on the back, but it comes in really nice packaging. I do like the packaging on this structure deck. This is my first time opening a structure deck like this. Yeah, and so interestingly enough, they give you tokens in this set. I don't know why they give you tokens, and I don't know why they choose to make the tokens as ultra rares, but they decided to go with that decision. And over here we do have the first card in the set, the Rainbow Dragon. There's a really nice ultra rare card, and yeah, here's the effect. It says this card is always treated as an ultimate card, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by having several crystal beasts with different names in your field or graveyard. And this card's activation following the turn it is special summon. Quick effect, you can send all crystal beast monsters you control to the graveyard. This card gains 1,000 attack for monsters if you send it to the graveyard, and you can banish all crystal beast monsters from your graveyard, shuffle all the cards on the field into the deck. Just a really good high level monster. I mean, here, let me count the stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just a really high level monster, and getting onto the field. The summoning condition is pretty challenging to meet, but besides that, the effect is really good, and I say it pays off. And yeah, the artwork again looks really nice, and not the cover card, but just really nice card. Then for here, I'm going and just putting a sleeve on it, but the next card, as you can see, is a fusion card, which is really interesting because they didn't include any polymerization. They actually included traps, as you'll see later. But the name of this card is going to be Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, a light monster, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stars. So a very high level monster. And as I'm showing right there, it is the cover card of the box. So beautiful artwork again, but it says 1 ultimate crystal monster and 1 7 crystal beast monster, which that's the last monster, must be special summoned from your extra deck during a duel. You special summon an ultimate crystal monster by banishing all the above monsters on the field and graveyard with 7 or more crystal beast monsters with different names, and banish. This card gains 7,000 attack, making it to be 11,000 attack. 11,000 attack. If this card is not banned on this turn, the quick effect, you contribute this card, shuffle as many cards in the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of your banished crystal beast monsters. So the effect of this card is pretty good. Again, you're doing a lot of banishing, so recycling is a little bit challenging with this card. But besides that, just a very solid card. Again, the 11,000 definitely sounds very crazy, but you got to look at the summoning condition and the fact that you have to have 7 more crystals, so that's 14 total crystal beasts that I'm assuming you banish. I think you banish 7 from here, because the work that you get to the crystal dragon is 7, and on top of that, the 7 from the Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. That is a mouthful. But here's the next card. A Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. This one is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a lower level monster, but again, more summonable. So it makes the set work better. And they all look very similar. It's hard to even tell them apart. But this one says, if a face-up card is stored in the monster zone, you can place this face-up card in your spell trap card zone as the rest of these deck. You'll see in a second. Instead of sending this card to the graveyard, you can only use one of the following effects: the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card as continuous. You can manage this card, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects. And if you do, add 1 Ultimate Crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a complicated effect, but it does a lot over its lifespan, even in the graveyard, or not once it gets sent to the graveyard. Off the field, it has another effect. So pretty solid card in that regard. And then, now we're getting into some of the spell cards here. First one being the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, continuous spell card, which states during your main phase you can normal summon one Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summon set. You only gain the effect once per turn. You can use each of the following effects of Rainbow Bridge of the Heart once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add one Crystal spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. And if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap card zone, even during the damage step, you can target one card that your opponent controls and return both that card and this card to the hand. Pretty long, lengthy effect, but it does a lot, and it is always on the board unless your opponent destroys it. And this card is this deck, I've done the calculations, it's very oriented towards the spell and trap cards. And the next one almost looks just like a Ghost Rare, and I'm showing that right there. It looks basically like a Ghost Rare, and it has a really nasty print line over here. Looks the print job, yeah, the camera picks that up. That's a bad print job, I'd say. But it looks just like a Ghost Rare. Crystal Bond, add one Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand, and place one Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in your trap card zone as a continuous spell, and do that once per turn, of course. And yeah, just a simpler card, but I think it's funny how much this looks like an Espeon. Like, yeah, that just looks like an Espeon. And then again, another fusion monster, Rainbow Over Dragon, which is a light monster. I believe this is also a 12-star monster. Jeez, really high level. 7 Crystal Beast monsters. These cards always treated as ultimate crystal card. Must be either fusion summoned, special summoned by attributing a level 10 ultimate crystal monster. Once per turn, you can banish one Crystal Beast monster from the deck, from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banish number monsters equal until the end of the turn. Quick effect and tribute that fusion summon. Shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. Pretty crazy effect, but it just looks really nice and really cool as well. That it can, shuffle everything in the deck. Okay, this is a token. Again, really weird. They printed this as a super rare, and like in Magic, they say at the bottom the quotes when they have nothing else to say because it's a normal, and treated as a token or counter. I think that's interesting. The second card, a Jesse and Ruby, Unleashed New Legend, really does look like an Espeon. Let's be honest. And then also the next here's where the monsters start, but these I think these are from the anime, the characters here, and you can see all of the monsters that are going to come up here on the Jesse Anderson card. Really interesting design. I do like the artwork, but then again, it's really weird they include tokens in a set like this. Usually in most sets they don't include, only in OTS packs or in tournament packs. Sorry, yeah, the OTS tournament packs contain tokens sometimes, which I think is weird. But moving on to the monsters here, we have the Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. And when this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your spell and trap card zones. If this face up is destroyed, again, as this one you'll see this a lot, you can place it into your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard, which is really weird. I don't think any other set really does that. They all do that. Pretty much all the monsters in the set do that. Interestingly enough, Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat, which this card can attack your opponent directly, but when it does this, any battle damage is inflicted is halved. If this card is destroyed face up in your monster zone, you can place it into your, again, the same effect into your trap card zone as a continuous cell instead of going to the graveyard. And then the Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise, which once per turn you can target one monster you control that attack this turn. Change the target to defense position. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in face-up in spell track instead. Just like Magic, where when you attack, you go to a side position. Wait, it actually says face-up in to defense position. Still face-up, I believe, but that is interesting. And they're all different kinds of types. You have Earth, Light, Dark, and Water in the set, so kind of various typings in that way. And just figured out that my microphone wasn't recording, so gonna have to retake all that. That sucks. Believe this was the order. There it is. Moving on to Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. Once per turn, you can target one monster you control that attacked this turn. Change that target to defense position. If this face-up is to place it into the continuous and spell guard trap card zone. Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger. If this card attacks an opponent monster, it gains 400 attack during the damage step only to make it 2,000 attack. If this face-up card is destroyed, and it can, yeah, once again, when another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can change the card attack target to this card. If this face-up card, again, sent to the continuous Trell and Trap card zone, let's sleeve up some of these cards. Seems like, I wonder if every single one of these cards gets sent to the Spell and Trap card zone once it is sent to the graveyard. Because it seems like it is. Put that after this. And this is, I saw this one also a lot, this, elephant, or mammoth. It's a very popular card. Okay. Then next, we have a Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. Once per turn, you can target one Crystal Beast card you control, place that card on top of the deck. If this face-up card is destroyed in the monster zone, you can place its face-up in your Spell and Trap card zone as a continuous spell. A Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. When this card is summoned, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, face up in your Spell and Trap card zone as a continuous spell, and then once again, sent to the graveyard effect. Rainbow Dark Dragon. Jeez, this one is a pretty attack-heavy monster. Winged Beast. Okay, they have different attributes as well. And this one's dark instead of light. This card is always treated as an ultimate crystal card. Cannot be normal summoned or sent. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 7 dark monsters with different names from your graveyard. You can banish all other dark monsters from your field or graveyard, and this attack gains 500 for each card banished in this way. And oh, it looks like we have some pendulum cards. That's a pleasant surprise, I'm going to say. You know, pendulum cards are often looked down upon by the community because of their complexity, I assume. But I think they're actually pretty fun to play with, especially the Amazonish deck I made with the Golden Whipmaster. It's a really fun deck to play. And let's see, what is it? Crystal, was it? Like this, Cobalt Eagle. Okay, we got the Pendulum monsters, both two 5-shard Crystal Master. Your opponent cannot target ultimate crystal monsters or crystal beast cards you control with card effects when this is in your Pendulum zone. You contribute this card and add one ultimate crystal monster, crystal beast monster, or crystal spell trap card from your deck or hand. That is pretty good. It does have a weak attack and defense, though. That's probably the downside. 2 shard, we have Crystal Keeper. Each turn, the first time an ultimate crystal monster or crystal beast card you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. That is very strong. If a crystal beast monster you control battles an opponent monster, during damage calculation, as a quick effect, you contribute this card from your hand or face up at the field. Your battling monster's attack and defense becomes double its original attack during that damage calculation only, but it is destroyed at the end of the damage step. That is pretty dang good. Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder. This sounds very known to me. Cannot be normal summoned or sent, must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up continuous spells that you control to the graveyard. If this card destroys an opponent monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. While this card is in face-up defense position, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters for attack except this one. So very similar in effect to the Tiger King Amazonis fusion monster. And I will say it is a pretty good effect. I wonder, is there going to be more pendulum monsters, or is this the last of this? We'll see in a second. Oh my goodness, it's Dimension Shifter. He's a very notorious card. It was not the card I was thinking about, but still a very... Oh, I see the card right behind here. It is Dimension Shifter. If you have no cards in your graveyard, you can send this card from the hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Cards sent to the graveyard are banished instead. That is a really good card, I will say. Really nice card. I don't think it's as good as the Gravity Shift card, but it is very good indeed. So, that is Dimension Shifter, and for the big review, it is Ash... No, oh, it's Contact Sea. Thought I saw Ash. So, I'm just gonna shield Dimension Shifter here. which I know is another really good card. Dimension Shifter. We have Contact C. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, except during a damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position. This card's controller cannot fusion, synchro, link, or Xyz summon unless they have use this card as material. So basically they have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or else they cannot Xyz summon. That is a really nasty card. Okay. And then is this the Joyous Spirits? It is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spirits. I did not think I'd be holding this card so soon. Man, that is, even though it's not an ultra rare, it feels like an ultra rare because, this is the most valuable card in the set. But when a card or card effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect, you can discard this card and negate that effect. Add a card from the deck to the hand, special summon from the deck, send a card from the deck to the graveyard, and you can only do that once per turn. So, Infernus, a beautiful card. And there's Ghost Bell. I'll get to that in a second. These are all very notorious cards, I will say, especially that Ash Blossom and the Dimension Shifter. Let me just see how good the condition on this Ash Blossom is. I did look, let me look at the back real quick, see if it's bad. Not really that bad. Yeah, that's pretty good card, I would say. No factory mistakes like in Pokemon. I swear Pokemon has a worse factory in some cases. I know some people had problems with El Dorado. And this Coin C, very interesting effect. I didn't even know this card existed until today. So there, I'm put that in the right order. Going on to Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Zombie Tuner. So it looks like, is there any Synchro monsters? I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. When a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect, you can discard this card, negate that activation. Hold on. Is this basically just is this another hand trap? Is this just another Ash Blossom? What? Is this another hand trap? Really? Add a card from the hand to graveyard. Extra deck, special summon monster from the graveyard. Is this the same exact effects? Hold on. Let me see. It's the same exact effect, except, once per turn different. That is crazy. So basically I have 2 negates now. Okay, I don't know how it's going to work with the negates. All I know is it's once per turn. Is there anything that would not be negatable by these? I mean, I think it's all negatable. Anyways, Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates as a quick effect. Reveal 1 ultimate crystal monster in your hand, then activate one of these effects. If you control an ultimate crystal monster, you can activate 1 or 2 of these effects in sequence instead and do not have to reveal a monster. Take 1 Rainbow Bridge and or 1 Rainbow Refraction from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Or you could special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or special spell and trap card zone, and you can do that once per turn. Okay. Again, I'm gonna have to look at these again. These are very complicated effects. But yeah, we have Crystal Aegis, or Aegis, however you want to say it. I know this isn't, what was it again? Well, whatever. Target 1 Crystal Beast monster you control, destroy it, then special summon 1 Crystal Beast token. With the destroyed monster's original type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in the spell and trap card zone while this card is in the graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card and special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster card from your spell and trap card zone, and do that once per turn. So I wonder if there's going to be any duplicates of these cards, or if it's all going to be unique cards, because so far I haven't seen any duplicates. I mean, I'm assuming, of course, there's going to be some duplicates, but interesting. So it looks like we got a field spell, the first one. This one's very complicated. You must have as many Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap card zone to activate this effect. Up to 5, of course. 1 or more. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. 2 or more. Once per turn, including the opponent's, you can have the battle damage you take. That is amazing. When a spell or trap card is activated, you can send 1 Crystal Beast monster you control to the graveyard and negate the activation. And if you do destroy it, so basically an Ash Blossom in disguise, once per turn during your main phase, you draw a card. That is amazing. Once per turn during your main phase, you can target 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone and special summon that card. Very interesting. A Rainbow Bridge. Here we go. And it's very simple. Add 1 crystal spell trap card from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good. Not a quick effect, though, unfortunately. Crystal Beacon. Special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You must have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap card zone to activate and resolve this effect. Let me just shield these. Rainbow Bridge. I did see the holographic Rainbow Bridge. I don't know what, if any, has any correlation to this card, but we will see. Awakening, and then the Rainbow Bridge and the Ancient City. Okay. But I like Rainbow Bridge because it's such a simple effect. You don't have to read that much, and it's pretty understandable. Next we have a Crystal Beacon. Did I just read this? No. Special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from deck. You must have. Oh, I did. I did read this one. Whoops. Crystal Blessing. Target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard. Place those targets face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. So again, just a lot of recycling stuff going on. Crystal Abundance. Send 4 Crystal Beasts from your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. Send as many cards on the field as possible to the graveyard. Then special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard up to the number sent to your opponent's field to the graveyard by this card's effect. Yeah, that's, I'll have to get into that. And there, that's like different gems and stuff. Target 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone and special summon that target. Just a very simple effect there. And then we have a Crystal Tree. A continuous spell and trap card. Each time a Crystal Beast monster is placed in either player's spell and trap card zone, place 1 crystal counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard, then take a number of Crystal Beast monsters from your deck equal to the number of crystal counters that were on this card and place them face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. Interesting. Very interesting. Crystal Prominence, or Crystal Promise. Crystal Abundance. I'm going to see the ratio afterwards for this. Not entirely sure. Crystal Blessing. And then Crystal Beacon. Oops. So I think this went Crystal Beacon, Crystal Abundance, Crystal Blessing, no, Crystal Promise and Crystal Blessing. Okay. Then going into a Crystal Tree, we just read that. Crystal Release. Equipped to a Crystal Beast monster, it gains 800 attack, and when this card is sent to the field of the graveyard, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. Nothing new there. Here we do have a rare value. If you control 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap card zone, your opponent chooses 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone, and you send it to the graveyard, and if you do, you can draw 2 cards. Not bad. Not bad. A Crystal Refraction quick effect. That's a crystal effect that was a equip, actually. My bad. If a monster you control whose original name is Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon, activate the effect this turn. Special summon any number of Crystal Beast monsters with different names from your deck. Are we getting to, it looks like we have some more cards. I'm just going to shield see more of these. Top, okay. Rare value. Crystal Release. So far this deck is a lot better than I thought it would be. There's a lot more negation happening, which gives you more control. A lot of counterplay as well. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go to the bottom. And Advance Dark. All Crystal Beast monsters in the field and in the graveyard become dark. If an ultimate Crystal monster attacks, negate the effects of the attack. That's really good. Okay. Is this a field? This is a field. During the battle phase. During damage calculation, if a Crystal Beast monster you control battles, you would take damage. You can send 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck to graveyard, and you take no battle damage from that battle. So I don't even know if that's a cost, because the graveyard can be beneficial. Okay. Advance Dark. Not bad. The Melody of Awakening. Dragon. And this one says, discard one card and add 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to the hand. So I'm assuming that's going to be cards like the Crystal Dragon and whatnot. Foolish Burial Goods. This one says, send 1 spell trap card from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate this once per turn. Getting a less text over here. Pay 1,000 LP, then target 1 spell trap card zone on the field and banish it. Wow, okay. I mean, it's pretty expensive for the 1,000 LP, but I would do it for, some cards that really annoy you or prevent play. And it looks like we're getting the traps here. So I'm surprisingly seeing 0 duplicates in this thing. That is unexpected, because in Pokemon decks, pre-made decks, you get a lot of, duplicate cards. Like, you get 3 basics and then 2 of the final evolutions, maybe, for the line. Not seeing any duplicates yet, which makes me think there's not going to be any duplicates at all. It's interesting, but of course, I would like to have some duplicate Ash Blossoms, because it's just such a famous card. This one's a really long one. So, special summon up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your spell and trap card zone, and if you do, gain LP equal to their combined original attack. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap card zone, while this card is in your graveyard, even during the damage calculation, damage step, you can banish this card, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a Crystal Beast monster, either add it to your hand or special summon it. Otherwise, send that card to the graveyard. You can only use that once per turn. Okay, interesting. Okay, Crystal. These trap cards are very long. The Crystal Miracle Counter Trap. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated, destroy 1 Crystal Beast that you control, and if you do, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap card zone while this card is in your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card. Place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell, and you can do that once per turn. Crystal Beast Brilliance as a continuous trap card. Looking like some previous cards here in the artwork. You can only use 1 Crystal Brilliance. You can only control 1 Crystal Brilliance. Each Crystal Beast monster you control gains attack equal to its original defense. And if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap card zone, even during the damage step, you can send 1 face-up card to the graveyard and special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard and take all the damage you take is halved in this turn. Okay. Crystal Pair. When a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle inside the graveyard, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell, and if you do, you take no damage for this turn. I don't even know how you're going to use your Pendulum monsters, honestly, with this deck. Crystal Conclave as a continuous spell trap card. You once return if a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You can send this card face-up card from your field to the graveyard, then target 1 Crystal Beast card you control and 1 card on the field, return them to the hand, and you can activate that in the same chain. So basically, it's like saying don't do that, right after. I wouldn't anyways, because it has some pretty good on-field effects. Wouldn't do that for sure. Crystal Brilliance. But the artwork is pretty nice. It reminds me of an older day of Yu-Gi-Oh! With, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just the artwork doesn't change that much, I've noticed. It's not like Pokemon where there's all different kinds of artworks. The art style is pretty similar for all of it. Yeah. Ultimate Crystal Magic. When your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard, which is convenient for the boss monster. And special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your extra deck, which is what I was talking about. This is treated as a fusion summon, so essentially, this is the polymerization of the deck. If a face-up Ultimate Crystal monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and place a number of Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard face-up into spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. So a little bit of counterplay there, like a counter trap. Counter Gem. Send all cards in your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. Place as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your deck, from your graveyard phase up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. During the end phase of this turn, destroy all Crystal Beast cards that you control. Okay, Ferret Flames. If the combined attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls is higher than your LP, make your opponent's shuffle face-up monsters they control into the deck. Their choice. Except monsters with 0 attack. The combined attack of the remaining monsters they control becomes less than or equal to your LP. Interesting. Metaverse. I'm reminded of Elon Musk's metaverse here. I hope that's not. I mean, this was before that was a thing, but still funny. Take one field spell card from your deck and either activate it or add it to your hand. Wow, that's kind of what I wanted. That's really good. I mean, it is a trap card. It's not like the moon card where it's a spell and it's not instantly activatable, but still very good nonetheless. And then here we go to the final card. It is the Crystal Beast token, which this card can be used as a Crystal Beast token. And it looks like there's only one. Is there only really one Crystal Beast token? If used for another token, apply that token's type, attribute, level, attack. Okay. Interesting. Let's just leave up these final cards and I'll make some conclusion on this deck. And whether you should get it or not. But all in all, the deck it's definitely very good. Because you also get a playmat. It's like the value is it's really good. I'd say the value is amazing. Counter gems. Forgot to put it at the bottom. Ultimate Crystal. Crystal Concave. Hold on. I'll put these at the bottom. Metaverse, here's the Crystal Boom. Which I believe is all... Oh no, that's not supposed to be in there. Okay, Crystal, this goes all the way down there. Okay. Metaverse, cool. And then finally, the Crystal Beast token. And then here's the Master Duel thing. Oh, it looks like we used exactly all of our sleeves except for one. So we had the perfect amount of sleeves. Nice. Just one sleeve left over from that. Cool, okay. And then here's the Master Duel token. I hope there's not a code card. Experience the next generation of YGO. Even on the Xbox Series X and Nintendo Switch. I don't know. Is it free on there? It's interesting. Okay. And I'm just going to quickly go over the entire deck, what this looks like. Okay, we got some ultra rares. Nice, nice, nice. The tokens are in the front for some reason here. I don't know why they put tokens in here. I'm baffled that that's a thing. And only 2 of the pendulum cards in the entire deck. I don't know why that's in here, but nonetheless, it's very trap oriented. Hold on, let me count how many there's trap cards, because here 1, 2, or like spell and trap cards. 1, 2. I'm not gonna count those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20, 27. Jeez, that is not normal. What's normal is like 15 or something. 15 is more normal than that. So, I don't know how the deck size, because you can use them all as spell and trap cards, so it's like very trap and back row oriented, which I don't know how to feel about that, but that's my conclusion, I'd say, on that. And then just beautiful cards though. Like, let me look at all the ultra rares and super rares. The super rares are just tokens, so from the anime series. Not terribly interested in those, but the actual ultra rares and this super rare over here looks really nice. Like, this card artwork is just beautiful. Yeah. So that's gonna be that for the conclusion. I'll catch you guys on the next one. This is Coyote Carlos signing out. Peace. Catch you next one. Cheers.